show Raw live? Or streaming?
Streaming, it says it. Yeah, I have it here. It's a little grainy, but I have it. Hey, Rob, we don't need that computer anymore.
I do.
Why?
He needs it for one.
I use a jetpack for this one. Okay, well, I guess I'll serve some function. Yeah, I use a jetpack. Because guys, in reality, we get paid for this. It's awesome. This is the dress rehearsal for the new league. You know what I'm saying? There we go. We're good.
It says we're offline over there, Rob.
There we go.
No, it's live now.
Connecting. YouTube's usually the last one to connect the.
And joined as my sidekick, as always, is Eric Kravitz. And apparently he does not like being called a sidekick. So, the Long Island Rough Riders won their last match on Wednesday night here at Hofstra, and they have started their season 4-1 and look to continue to add to their hot start. Reading United has actually been the best team in the division so far, and it will be a tough matchup here tonight. We have the starting lineups for tonight's match. For the opponents, in goal for Reading, Bennett, number 1, Bennett Strutz. On defense, number 15, Will Campbell. Number 18, Kamal Miller. Number 20, Lamine Conti. Number 5, Daniel Crutzen. In the midfield, number 6, Aaron Malloy. Number 8, Zach Zandy. Number 9, Felipe Hideki. Number 17, Khalil Almedkar. Number 10, Nico Solabarrieta. And at forward, number 7, Kieran Roberts. And for the Long Island Rough Riders, in goal, number 1, Dylan Castanera. On defense, number 3, Robin Aframfuma. Number 6, Sean Foster. Number 15. Number 15, Daniel Gwyther. And number 4, Jorgen Oland. In the midfield, number 31, Sebastian Gordillo. Number 14, Noah Hutchins. Number 7, Charlie Ladula. And at forward, number 20, Matt Veskenza. And number 24, Tyler Body.
Bobby, it froze. No, it did it okay.
And we're just about ready to start. One more addition to the starting lineup, overlooked. Number 18, Matt Sloan, is also on the defense for the Rough Riders. Reading takes the opening kick, and here we go. Ball sent all the way down, left side, headed out by the Rough Riders, and it will be an early throw-in for Reading.
Where'd it go? Bobby,
Throw-in on the far sideline. Hideki takes it, kicked away by the Rough Riders. foul called. So it will be a free kick for the Rough Riders. First one of the match so far. Rough Riders in red, Reading AC in yellow.
Clock hasn't started.
Here's the kick. Booming kick down into the center of the field. Headed away there by Conti. Trying to settle it down. Sent all the way back to Sturts. Sent up now. Looking on the near sideline right in front of us. Taken there by Solo Barrieta. Trying to make a move in. Crosses into the box. It goes out of bounds, and it will be a first goal kick for Castanera tonight. Key player to focus on in tonight's match for the Rough Riders, Charlie Ladula. Couple of goals in the last game. Was off to a strong start this season. Castanera booming punt right at midfield. Tried to head it there by Malloy. Malloy gets it back to Conti. And eventually finds its way all the way back to Struts. Trying to settle it down. Hutchins takes it now. Great move around his man. Taken away there. Reading AC looking to mount a come back the other way. Olin intercepts that pass. And foul called. It'll be a free kick for Reading. Zandi sends it all the way back. Throwing on the far sideline. Possession continues to change quickly. So La Barrieta had an angle, lost his footing when he made contact with Hutchins, and Castanera will take it away. A lot of chippiness to this game so far. Ball sent all the way down. Trying to find a way around, unable to do so. It will be another goal kick for Struts. Ball moving forward now. Unable to connect on that pass was Reading. Was looking for Crutzen. Throwing right underneath us. Surrounded by a couple of defenders, and another foul has been called. Free kick for Reading. Hideki, moving from the near side to the middle of the field, gets it back to Conti. Conti looking to make an advance, gets it back to Hideki, quick tap pass. And now ball sent deep down the side, and Olin intercepts that one, kicking it straight up into the air, out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in, far sideline in Rough Rider territory for Reading. Ball sent in, being chased down. Solo Barrieta trying to get his position out of bounds. Last touched by Barrieta. And it will be a Rough Rider throw-in. Sloan on the throw-in. Decides to just give it back to Castanera. Taps it over to Oland. Over to Afram Fuma. Gets it up to Ludula, who apparently had a jersey switch, is wearing number 10 now. Afram Funa crossing into the middle, looking for Body. Body sandwiched by 2 defenders. Taken away there. So the Barriero trying to fight off Sloan. Sloan harassing defense and called for a foul there. The referee having a conversation with Sloan as play continues. And apparently... And we wait for the referee's whistle to play continue. Taken now by Zandy. Kicked all the way to the far side. Moving up now. Conti with it. Passes it up. Looking for an opening. Sends it up. Trying to find Mekbar. Unfortunately, he cannot. And it will be a goal kick for Castanera. Obviously, this matchup between the 2 top teams in the division. Obviously, there has been a little chippiness so far. And obviously, the early yellow card reflects that as well. So we'll see how this game evolves. Another throw in for the Rough Riders. Right around midfield, far side. And trying to get it inbounds. A couple of quick changes. The Dula now makes a move around and then gets tripped up as he tries to get around his man, and another foul has been called. And here we go for the free kick. Services to the box. Quickly deflected right out. Hutchins puts a high kick, and it will go out of play for a goal kick for Struts.
Okay, you lost your bottom screen, your message. You lost your
Ball chipped ahead. Gwyther settles it down, gets to it first. Castanera decides to just punt it straight out. Trying to settle it down. Crutzen sends it forward. Sola Barrieta. Sloan and Sola Barrieta having some words between each other. They've been at the front of the chippy play so far. Ball sending deep. Down and behind. Struts sending it all the way up to the near side midfield. Kicked up by Crutzen. Sola Barrieta has it again. Back to Crutzen. Looking up midfield. Trying to find Roberts. Castanera takes it away. A bad hand pass by Castanera, as that was almost a turnover. Hutchins now trying to settle down. Gets it out of danger. Campbell now. Excuse me. That is Conti. Tries to keep it away from Body. Ooh, big contact play. And waiting on another whistle has been called. Waiting to see exactly what happened. Rough Rider player is down. And that's Afram Funa. So he'll be given a moment to try to gather himself. And play will continue. Owen will take the kick. And goes lateral pass over to Sloan. Sloan puts it up. It's into the box. Easy play. Struts grabs it and releases it forward. Campbell chips it ahead. That was for Medcar, but loses it out of bounds. Not too many real chances so far early on in this match. Almost more of a methodical game. Headed forward to Ladua off the throw-in. Ladua surrounded by a couple of defenders looking for space. Gets a guy's kickoff, and it's just over the crossbar. Still no official shot on goal, but a great play there by Ladula. Struts trying to throw fakes to see what the defense will do. And now we're just waiting for all the players to get back. Headed back forward. Kurtzen, a couple of quick passes. Knocked from behind there is Zandy, who's looking for a foul call. Pass up, looking for Ladua. Intercepted there by Campbell. Ball sent up. Headed by Oland. No one has been able to settle it down just yet, and Gwyther takes it, sending it back to Castanera. Headed forward. Sloan trying to chase it down. Taps it over his head and clears it high. Punt into the air. Waiting to see how it settles. Zandy now trying to make a move. Almost tripped up, but gets away from it. Looking for Solabarrieta on the far side, and he is ruled for an offside. Was able to get in deep, but just moved a bit too far too quickly, and it's going back the other way. 14th minute of play here. No strong chances for either team. Seems to be they're just sizing each other up at this point still, early on in this match. Both goalies have been on point. And here's the kick from Castanera. Sends it up. Headed forward by Ladua, taken away by Campbell. Sending it all the way down, looking for Roberts. Overshoots him, and the ball trickles all the way back to Castanera, who rolls it to Gwyther. Up to Foster. Gwyther not sure where to go with it. Sends it back to Castanera, who almost messes up with Roberts applying some pressure. Olin now. Moving it forward. Taken away by AC. Deflection back and forth. That was Malloy. Ball taken away from him there. Veskenza now moving forward, trying to get a through ball over to Ladula, taken away once again, and that was Conti. Great defense there by Reading. Hutchins trying to take away the ball there, unable to. Reading making another advance attempt. Hideki looking for some room. Gets it over to Medcar. Off to the side to Solabarrieta. Barrieta looking for room. Hutchins and Sloan both putting him into a trap. Gets it out. Foster there first. Foster taps it over to Hutchins and clears it back out. And it headed out of bounds by Reading. So it'll be a throw-in just underneath us on the near side at midfield for the Rough Riders. Here's the throw-in. Ladua trying to settle it down. Does. Makes a great move around. Ladua moving in. Ooh. Got past one defender. Could not get past the second. Hutchins coming over to apply pressure. Takes the ball away. Foster charging. Is able to get it out. Over to Gordillo. Eventually taken away once again by Reading. Reading moving forward now. Zandy looking for space. Gets it up to Campbell on the far side. Eventually finds its way back to Crutzen. Up to Solo Barrieta. Solo Barrieta makes a move. Into the midfield. Shot on net. And a save by Castanera. Foster now takes it out, gets it over to Olin. Olin moving it up. Tapped up there. Ladua trying to keep it inbounds on the sideline and waiting on the call. Last touch by AC, so another throw in for the Rough Riders. Sent all the way back to Gwyther. Gwyther moving it across the field. Over to Sloan. Gwyther. Moving it up once again. Looking for the duel on the far side. Pass goes awry. Vescenza now applying pressure. Ball taken away by Reading. Sent all the way up. Sloan gets to it. Sends it over to Hutchins. Hutchins passing it around. Gets it over to Foster. Foster over to Olin. Olin moves it up. Once again looking for Ladua. Ladua looked to have tripped up a Reading player. No, nothing called on the play. Zandy now. Moves it over to Crutzen. Sending it all the way back. That's Miller. Over to Struts. And over to Campbell. Tapped up there by Hideki. Far sideline, that's Medkar. Back to Zandy. Moving a play through. Hideki had a chance. Sloan was just off and up to the right, and Castanera did not have to make a save on the play. So goal kick for Castanera. 20th minute of play now. Score is still tied at 0-0. Kick back by Malloy to Campbell. Moving it up now. Hideki looking for some room. Ladua disrupting the play. Zandy gets it off to the far sideline. Medcart chased down by two players, FM Funa, and there is a foul called, and it's going back the other way. Owen with the kick. Headed by Ladua. Taken away there by Reading. That's Miller now. Over to Conti. Up to Zandy in the middle. Reading maintains possession. Deep pass. Was looking for a Solo Barrieta. But Sloan heads it away from danger, and Castanera takes it away. Sent all the way down. Booming kick. Eventually, Struts will take control of it there. Miller now. Looking for an opening. Settles down with Solo Barrieta. Goes to the far side to Megbar. Oh, and a header into the box, and he scores. First goal of the match, Reading. And it was scored by number 9, Felipe Hideki. A header off a beautiful cross into the box. First goal, Reading 1, Long Island Rough Riders 0 in the 22nd minute. And that was an almost perfect play, and he got in right in front. The cross was beautiful. Hideki was in the right place at the right moment, and Reading United leads 1-0 early on in this match. And here we go. So now the Rough Riders trail 1-0. They will need to up their game. They have not had many offensive opportunities. They've been stifled to this point. So they're going to have to up their game to get that equalizing goal early on in this match. Vescenza now moving forward, looking for Hutchins. Pass taken away. Tapped forward. Soliberieta looking to get it across, taken away by the Rough Riders. Vescenza now sends it back to Foster. Foster moving it over. All the way back to Oland. Looking for Ladula. Both players go down. Nothing called there. And Strutz will take it. Miller moving it up. All the way down the field. Far sideline. Taken away. Headed away by the Rough Riders. Ladula trying to settle under it. Good defense there. Ladula somehow is able to maintain possession and is running down the sideline, but unfortunately it slides out of bounds and it will be going back the other way for a Reading throw-in. And here's the throw-in. Taken out. Reading trying to make a quick strike. Gwyther stops that attempt. FM Funa now. Over to Foster. Foster moving it over to Sloan. Gets it back to Foster, who now has some space to work with. Sloan taking it now. A lot of lateral passing, no attacking just yet. Headed forward, tried to get it over to Vescenza, but taken away. Soliberieta making a move. Hutchins sneaks up on him, deflects the pass. Crutzen now goes across the field, all the way back to Conti. Conti moves it up. Conti and Miller playing catch now. Over to Hideki on the near sideline. And a very slow pace at this point. No one is really making any attempts to drive the ball downfield right now, and it's just a lot of lateral passing. To be fair, the defense for both teams has been great to this point. And there is a pass down the far side, but immediately sent back. And mostly Reading is passing it between its defensemen. Hideki. Look for it, overshoots Crutzen. Crutzen is able to corral it. Back to Hideki. Sending it all the way back to Miller. Hutchins trying to get in front of it. Cannot do it. Roberts now gets it over to Crutzen. Crutzen down the far side. Moving into the box. A shot on goal, but just wide left, out of the reach of Castanera, but it was just out of range. If that shot had been on point, not sure if Castanera would have been able to stop it. But we'll never know. Another goal kick. 27th minute now. Rough Riders still trail 1-0. Goal kick. Here's the goal kick. Deep down the middle. headed forward. Crutzen, a couple of headers. Hideki gets position. Boxes out. Sloan takes it away. Dangerous pass. Olin now kicking it back up. Ladula trying to get position. Takes down Zandy. Reading looking for a call. Did not get one. Afamfuna on the far side. Gets it over Veskenza. Top of the box. Great block there by Miller. Hideki trying to kick it out. Ball gets away and then punted forward. And it will be a foul call and it will be going back. Free kick for Reading. Ball sent back to Miller. Has space. Gets it over to Conti. Zandy. Over to Crutzen. And all the way back over to the far side of Conti. Up now to Campbell. Up to the middle to Zandy. All the way back to Miller. Up to Hideki. Over to Solobarrieta. Solobarrieta was trying to look for a through pass into the box. Did not connect for it with Hideki. And Castanera takes it away. Conti now. Back over to Miller. Them just passing it back and forth between each other. And ball taken out of bounds. It will be another throw in for Reading.
Who's number 8 for the Rough Riders? Who's number 8? Thank you.
And waiting on a whistle. Don't know what the delay is for at this point. It looks like we may have a substitution early on in this match. And we do. Number 18, Sloan, is leaving the pitch. And coming onto the pitch is, looks like, this one. And it is number 2, Alexander Dexter. So Dexter is more of an offensive player, so subbing a defenseman for a striker. Probably realize that they have not generated much offense to this point and are probably looking to change that. They also do not want Sloan to pick up a second yellow card. And ruled offsides there. Reading was looking to time it perfectly, unable to, and it's going back, possession changing to the Rough Riders. Tap over by Veskenza. Foster now. Over to Gordillo. Oland. Looking for an opening. Sends it over. Looking for Ladula. Taken away there. Crutzen has a hold on it. Sending it over to the far side. Intercepted by Oland. Knocked away. Oh. Hard contact. Medkar gets through everybody. Going into the box. Slides. Maintains possession. Puts it up and to the left. Good individual effort there. Unfortunately, the shot on net went just to the left. That was number 17, Medcar, with the effort. Here's Castanero's next kick. Waiting to put it back into play. Headed up by Malloy. Gwyther sends it back to Castanera. Quickly kicks it back out. Gordillo. Looking for room. Does not find anything there. Sends it back to Gwyther. Sends it over to Hutchins. Hutchins looking up. Gets it to Foster. Not a lot of space. Sending it all the way back to Castanera. Castanera kicking it deeper this time. Headed up. Looking for Ladula. Ladula has it on the outside. Crosses. Has some space now. Gets around. Gets a move around his man. No foul call there. Malloy takes it away. Malloy moving up, crossing up the middle of the field. Good defensive play there by Gordillo. Sent all the way back to Conti. Touched by Malloy. Back to Conti. Vescenza looking for an opening. Tapped all the way over to Dexter. Dexter moving along the outside. Setting up a cross. Does not. But it was last touched by the Reading defender, and it will be a corner kick for the Rough Riders, their first of the night. Hutchins will take the kick. And here we go. Served into the box. Ooh, headed away by the Reading defender, and there was some hard contact. I did not see what happened, but he went down hard. Looked like he got hit when he was up in midair. Referee going to check on him. Looks like he'll be okay. That's number 7, Roberts. Booming kick by Strutz. Sent all the way up. Crutzen. Tap pass by Malloy. Hideki now. Trying to shake his defender. Crutzen has some space. Hounded by Ladula. Takes it away, but he last touched it out of bounds. And it will be another throw-in for Reading. Hideki gets free. Tapped away by Foster. Ladua gets it around Crutzen. Ladua moving up the sideline. Moving fast, trying to find some space. Sizing up his defender. He's actually surrounded by 3 different defenders. Taken away there and actually kept in bounds and moved up the field. Good play there by Miller. Eventually taken by Crutzen. Sent all the way over to the far side to Conti. Reading has taken strategic moments to attack, but their defense so far has been superb. They have not allowed any quality chances to this point, and we are in the 36th minute of play. So almost the entire first half with less than 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Crutzen over to Conti. Conti bringing it back towards the middle. Sent over to Zandy. Zandy moving it up. Has decent numbers. Has Solo Barrieta on the near side. One-on-one. Bring it back to the center. Trying to cross it to the far side. Overshoots everybody. And it will go out of bounds for a goal kick. Kick right at around midfield. Malloy heads it back. Gwyther kicks it all the way back to Castanera, who punts it back out once again. Headed up by Afamfuna. Body was trying to get there, but it goes all the way back to Struts, who sends it up to Miller. Miller gets it over to Campbell. Campbell moving it up to Hideki. Hideki kicks it out of bounds for a Rough Rider throw-in. Olin now. Touched by Gordillo. Back to Afamfuna. Ridden along the sideline, and actually looked like a Reading player took the ball to the face almost. It'll be another throw-in. Rough Riders maintaining possession, looking for an opening. Gets it back real quick. Sent all the way back over to Gwyther. Gwyther moving to the near side, looking for space. Deflected there. Gwyther moves it forward again. Tapped up by Body. Dexter hounding. Defense. Malloy taps it. Gets it over to Conti now. And foul called there. And it will be a free kick for Reading. Malloy taps it back over to Miller. Miller up to Zandy. Kicking it up. Looking for Roberts. Has Roberts in deep. Roberts one-on-one. And Olin comes all the way back and pushes him from behind. The shot attempt goes awry wide right. And the Reading players are screaming that there was no penalty called for contact in the box. So Castanera will have a goal kick. And I think we can agree the Rough Riders just dodged a bullet there. Roberts in deep. Olin coming back. Makes the play. Personal opinion, it should have been a penalty. But that play is over, and we continue. Rough Riders still trail 1-0. We are in the 40th minute of play. And they have not been able to generate much offense. It has been mostly Reading that has begun to dominate this match. Zandy looking for a play. Vasquenza trips him. Foul has been called. No card given, but it will be a free kick for Reading. Referee having a conversation with the Rough Rider players. Malloy will take the kick. Here's the kick into the box. Headed away by Gwyther. Headed back once again by Gordillo. Ball headed towards the sidelines, and they will take it out there for Reading. And jostling for position along the sideline, and actually the referee says last touched by Reading, so it will change possession and become a Rough Rider throw-in. Long throw-in, tapped up, and it looks to change possession once again, as it will head back to Reading. Conti takes it, gets it over to Miller, who brings it over to Crutzen on the near side, and sends it back to Miller. Miller finally looking to move it up, but gets the ball back. Moves it back over to the far side to Conti. Conti moving it up to Campbell. Quickly touched by Zandy. Taken away by Gordillo of the Rough Riders. Gordillo moving forward. Has Body. Body makes a quick touch pass. Body gets it back. Vasquenza. Vasquenza has Ladula. But unfortunately, It looks like Ladula was just caught offsides. Best opportunity for the Rough Riders so far has just been wasted. Ladula jumped just a second or two too soon. Punch right up. Ball headed out of bounds, and it will still be reading ball. 43rd minute, so just 2 minutes remaining of regular time, and then any additional time added on afterwards. Medcar, last touch by him, so possession turns over to the Rough Riders. Ball on the near sideline. Hutchins with the throw-in. Gets it over to Gwyther. Gwyther sends it all the way down, looking for Vasquenza. Dexter on the far side, looking for some room, and Dexter unable to settle it down, punted all the way back out. To Olin, gets by him, who sends it all the way back to Castanera. Kicks it all the way back up. Fighting Afamfuna, fighting off a couple of reading players. Ball moved back into the middle. Hideki now has Medcar. Medcar gets around his first man, is into the box, has room, is tripped up there. Foster over to Gwyther, who clears it. Ladula coming up, but Crutzen puts it on net and saved and corralled there by Castanera. The action has picked up over the last couple of minutes. About 30 seconds to go before stoppage time. Castanera holding on to it. Sending it all the way down. Medcar now. Over to Hideki. Hideki making a move on the outside. Gets around Hutchins for a moment. Puts it back. And makes a quick move looking to get it to the inside. But leaves it past for Crutzen. Crutzen crosses it into the box. Deflected there by Gwyther. Sends it over the net. But it will be a corner kick for Reading as we enter stoppage time at that moment. The remaining time will be kept on the ref's whistle. On the ref's watch. We did have a couple of delays in the first half, so we do not know exactly how much stoppage time is projected. Cross into the box, headed up, but it goes away. Last touch by the Rough Riders again. It will be another corner. Another high cross, overshoots everyone, and this time it goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Castanera again. And there's the ref's whistle for the end of the first half. So, 45 minutes of play. A 1-0 lead for Reading United, and they did dominate most of the first half. Superb defense played throughout the entire period. Rough Riders did not have many chances to score at all, and they did capitalize on their one amazing opportunity. So 1-0 Reading United over Long Island Rough Riders. Will be back with the second half of play in just a few moments. You are here at Hofstra Arena and watching PDL Soccer on the I-95 Sports Network and on the Long Island Rough Riders YouTube page. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're listening and watching on the Long Island Rough Riders YouTube page, as well as right here on the I-95 Sports and Entertainment Network. And we're coming back with the second half of tonight's soccer matchup between the Long Island Rough Riders and Reading United AC. The first half was almost completely dominated by Reading. They lead at the half 1-0. And in the second half, the Rough Riders are going to have to figure out a way to generate more offense. They did not have many, if any, quality opportunities to score. Now, the pressure by Reading has been intense to this point. They have forced mistakes. They have forced chances. They are lucky at this point, are the Rough Riders, to only be trailing 1-0. So now we get ready for the second half of play. Teams have switched sides. And the referees take their positions, and we are just about set for the second half of play. And here we go. Foster sends it back to Olin. Olin sends it all the way forward, looking for body. Ball deflected. Sola Barrieta takes it away, streaming up the field. There's a lead pass, but Castanera takes that away almost immediately. Castanera, holding the ball now, decides to let it go. Looking for a kick. And eventually he does. Hideki apparently got clipped, no foul called, away from the ball. Dexter gaining some position. And then taken down there is body by Conti, and a foul called just outside the box, but definitely within striking territory are the Rough Riders at this point. Interesting spot on the field. They could find the equalizing goal right here, right now. Hutchins will take the kick. Rough Riders have 5 men down in the box. Headed straight up and out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Reading United. Foster had an opportunity, but he could not get that header to go forward, and it went awry. Kick deep down the far sideline. Gwyther takes it away temporarily. And eventually ball finds its way back to Castanera. Castanera looking for Dexter. Oh. And ball at the last touch by a hand. And it will be a Rough Rider throw it on the near side. And immediately goes to Oland, who gets it over to Gwyther. Sending it all the way over to the far side. And it actually does look like we have a substitution. Nothing announced to this point. I'm just waiting on a confirmation. In the meantime, Charlie Ladula with the ball on the far side gets tripped up there, and a foul has been called. And he is calling the player over, and we have a yellow card. It looks like it was issued to number 5 of Reading, and that would be number 5, Danny Crutzen. So second yellow card of the match, first for Reading. Ladula gets up. It looks like he will be okay. And here's the kick into the box. over everyone. Last touched by Reading, so Foster will just let it go. Dexter comes up to get the pass now. Good position there, and ball goes out of bounds, but apparently was not called. So the Barrieta hassled now. Last touch by the Rough Riders, so it will be a Reading throw-in their own territory. Campbell with the ball, throwing it in, headed it away by Body. Excuse me, that was Afamfuna. Taken now by Miller. Miller feeling pressure from Veskenza. Ladula knocks it away, but it will remain Reading ball. Dexter now, coming up the near sideline. Chased down by two defenders. Has a little bit of space. Does not get much on the kick, and it is taken away there. Malloy gets it back into the middle. Hideki tap pass to Zandi. Back to Hideki. Not much on the kick, and taken away by Castanera. Ball sent up. Dexter fighting for position, but Conti boxes him out. Conti chooses the safe play and gets it back to Strutz. Strutz then kicks it deep down midfield. Roberts tries to head it, but Foster ends up punting it forward. Zandi now looking for an opening, does not find one. Taken down there, but eventually Foster takes it away and gets to Oland. And now sent up, looking for Ladula, headed it away by Reading, and it will be a throw-in for the Rough Riders on the far sideline. And ball turned over there, and it's going back the other way, Reading with the ball now. Ball kicked up a couple of times, trying to settle it down. Ladula applying some pressure, and now Dexter over the near side now. Tapped away, Afimfuna with it. Overshoots Dexter. Dexter trying to run it down. Does. Gets it back to Olin. And we have had confirmation on that substitution. I believe it's Sebastian Gordillo is the one that has come out, and replacing him on the pitch was Andreas Lasafidis. As ball comes out of play and almost actually hits us up here in the press booth. Ball sends ball sent back to Castanera. Kicked forward now. Far sideline now. Reading trying to move forward once again. Hideki gets it over to Roberts, and they whistle Roberts for an offside. And we wait for a ball change. Ball makes its way eventually back to Castanera. Olin now. Moving it up. Body gets it over to Ladula. Ladula putting it back, finding some room. Foster getting it back up to Ladula. Medcar applying some pressure. And that's Lasafidis. Ball taken away, up to Roberts now. Roberts a tap pass over to Hideki. Makes a move, cut inside. Overshoots Roberts. Zandi gets clipped and a foul called, and it will be a free kick for Reading United. Referee settles everyone down. Malloy will be taking the kick. Kick up. Off the post. Shot was on target, but just hit on the post, and it goes outside, and it will be a throw-in for the Rough Riders. Once again, another opportunity. The Rough Riders have benefited from these close opportunities just not going Reading's way. It is why they still trail just 1-0 at this point. 54th minute now. Quickly turned over. Reading will take it out this time. Tapped up. Conti. Now over to Campbell. Campbell sending it back to Miller. Miller moves it up to Crutzen. Pass goes awry. Will Campbell collects it. Conti with it now. Has Malloy. Crutzen moves it forward. Hideki with it. Far sideline, looking for an opening. Passes it up into the middle. Was looking for a tap pass, could not connect. Deflection. Roberts taps it over the far sideline to Medbar. They were looking for a cross. It did not materialize, and it rolls out of bounds for a goal kick. The Rough Riders have to be somewhat frustrated at this point. They have not been able to apply much pressure at all. They are not getting any quality chances. They've only had the one corner kick to speak of in the opponent's end. Vescenza tips it forward. Taken away by Zandi. Moved up now. Hideki. Quick tap back. Zandi moving up. Brings it up through the middle. Tries to get it through. Tapped a couple of times. Castanera directing traffic and takes it away there. A couple players for the Rough Riders have begun to stretch on the side, so we could be seeing some more substitutions shortly. Ladula trying to move it forward. Taps it out of bounds, and it will be a turnover. Possession shifting to Reading United. Zandi up the middle. Hideki now. Dexter moving in, trying to find a way to break up the pass. Does not. Losafidis does. Surrounded. And he is shaking three defenders. Eventually, Reading, pulling on him from all directions, does get a foul called against him. Foster takes it now. Sending it back to Olin. Olin kicking it up. Headed tap by body. Vescenza trying to settle it down, but a slide tackle, and Campbell takes it away. Losafidis, high kick, high in the air. Miller sends it back. Losafidis trying to get it back to him. Cannot. Ball taken away. Medkar moving up the middle. Hideki through pass. Near side. Zandi cut off right at the end by Olin. Olin, good defensive play. Has no choice but to kick it out, and it will be a throw-in for Reading United. Near sideline. In Rough Rider territory. Campbell will take the throw-in. Moving it across the field, over to Miller. Tapped forward for Crutzen. Crutzen gets there. Solo Barrieta. Through pass back to Crutzen. Tapped a couple times. Foster breaks up the play. Hutchins trying to get it to the sideline. Does. Body now. Being harassed from behind. No foul called on that play. Zandi. Malloy. Near sideline to Hideki. They get Hideki up to Zandi. Zandi making moving around. Pass almost broken up. Eventually settled all the way down back to Miller, who gets it back to Crutzen. Now over to Conti. Miller moving quickly through the Rough Riders, taken away there. That's Losafidis looking for a through pass. Has Ladua on the far side. Ladua has open space. Has 2 men up with him. Crosses into the box. Vasquenza cannot get it on the right leg, and it goes back to Malloy for reading. Play continues. Dexter trying to hound Zandi. Zandi gets around him. Couple of difficult plays right there. Almost touched with a handball, but apparently not. Olin now takes it. That was the Rough Riders' best opportunity thus far, especially in the second half, but probably the best opportunity in the game, and they just could not connect. Olin sending it all the way down. Foster now taps it up to Ladula, but the pass goes away, unable to connect, and it will be Reading United's ball. Here's a throw in on the far side. Olin takes it now. Gets it up to Foster. Foster looking for an opening. Back to Olin. Strikes it up the middle of the field. Tapped ahead. Ladula trying to chase it down. Cannot get to it, but kicked out by the Reading defense, and it will be a throw in on the far sideline for the Rough Riders. Ball punted high in the air. Foul called. It will be Reading ball, and they will have a free kick at right around midfield. High kick. Crossing to the near side. Medcar heads it forward, but taken away by Olin very quickly. Not sure who he thought was there. Tap pass, Vasquenza. Over to Losafidis. Was looking for body, taken away by Conti. Medcar coming down the sideline, gets away from him, and it will be Rough Riders ball once again. Foster tosses it into Olin. Now to Gwyther. Pressure now by Reading. Last touch by the Rough Riders. So the pressure proves advantageous for Reading. They now have the throw-in on the near sideline. Conti. Over to Miller. Over to Crutzen. Tap back to Zandi. And over to Malloy. Malloy over to Campbell. Campbell up to Hideki. Hideki trying to make it through. Gwyther takes it away. Vasquenza tripped up, and a foul called there for the Rough Riders. So it will be a free kick for them. Here's the kick. High in the air. Ladula on the far side. Excuse me, that's Hutchins. Hutchins moving down. Trying to find a way to cross it back into the middle. Unfortunately, he cannot. It will be another goal kick for Reading and Struts. Excuse me. Waiting on the kick. Low kick to Miller. Not deep. Over to Crutzen on the far side. Crutzen surrounded by Ladula and Hutchins trying to force a turnover. Foster thought he intercepted the pass. Unfortunately, it was last touched by him according to the ref, and it will still be reading ball. And players come contact and tripped up there, so reading will have another free kick. Ball moved up the far sideline. Cross back into the middle. Roberts has it. Quick tap to Hideki. Quick tap back to Roberts. Looking for Hideki again, but Afamfuna cuts in and kicks the ball away. However, it will be a corner kick for Reading United. Dangerous opportunity here. 64th minute. Rough Riders still trail 1-0 against Reading United. Players get set, take their position. And here's the service. It's into the box and caught and just corralled there by Castanera. No danger at all. Castanera sends it all the way up to Vescenza. Vescenza, ball deflected, taken away there. Foul called. It will be a call, body call for the foul. Free kick for Reading. Ball's onto the far side to Crutzen. Crutzen up to Hideki. Hideki over to Roberts. Roberts up the far sideline. Trying to cross it to the near side. Unable to connect. Medcar was his target. It will be a Rough Rider throw in on the near sideline this time. Ball in play. Malloy taps it back. Conti now tapping it forward once again. Ball called for the Rough Riders. Owen gets it up to Ladula. Ladula does not have much space. Passes it up. Ball taken away there. Reading moving forward. Roberts trying to get it back to Zandi. Taken away by Vescenza. Back to Zandi. And over to Crutzen. Crutzen moving up on the far side. Crutzen moving up back into the middle. Crutzen finds Roberts on the near side. Roberts has space. Kicks it up. And unfortunately it goes wide left. Another goal kick for Castanera. Pressure being applied once again by Reading. They have still controlled time of possession and most of the opportunities to this point. I don't think it's because the Rough Riders have been that ineffective, but the defense of Reading United has been stellar all night, and that has not changed at any point. 67th minute now. Reading maintains possession on the far side. Crutzen gets it up to Roberts. Tapped back, overshot. Ladula takes it now, being chased down quickly. And Ladula goes down. Nothing called, and Reading will take back the ball once again. Ball punted all the way down. Castanera will take it there. Chooses not to pick it up, but will dribble it out. Body tries to head it forward. It goes over to Afamfuna. Afamfuna on the near side has some room. Crosses it back to the side. Heads it right and struts with an amazing diving save into the lower right corner. That was by far the best chance of the night for the Rough Riders. Probably the best save of the season so far that we have witnessed here. Afamfuna putting it right on, and Vasquenza tried to head it in, could not get it past Struts. Absolutely amazing. Reading moving it forward once again now. Campbell gets it up to Zandi. Over to Malloy. Malloy sending it over to Crutzen. Crutzen sending it back to Conti. Conti forward for Roberts. Malloy gets it back up to Roberts. A lot of shifting. Some choice words for the ref there for both teams. All these players better be careful. Campbell now was looking for Roberts. Does not connect. Olin takes it away. Brent sends it over to Gwyther. Kick back to Castanera, who punts it back forward. Body heads it forward. Looking for Campbell. Dexter gets around him for half a second. The ball goes around Struts. Waiting for the call. Everyone's coming back down, and it looks like it was last touched by Reading, so it will be a corner kick for the Rough Riders. Good pressure by Dexter there to force that turnover. Hutchins will take the kick for the Rough Riders. 70th minute. '71st minute now. Roberts kicks it away. Tapped away there by Vasquenza. Vasquenza running it down right around midfield. Gets it back to Gwyther. Gwyther punts it back into Reading territory. Ball headed a couple of times. And then Sola Barrieta knocked down from behind. A yellow card has been issued to the Rough Rider player. A dangerous play there. The yellow card was issued to, I believe, number 15, Dan Gwyther. Looks like the Reading player will be okay, and we do have a couple of substitutions happening for the opposing team. Trying to see who is exactly coming off and who is coming on. Coming on is number 11, Casey, for Reading United. Did not see who he's replacing just yet. And Reading United called for a handball. Play will begin back the other way. And number 7, Roberts, has been replaced by Kase. Headed up a couple of times. Dexter along the corner. Gets it back into the duel. Taps it forward. And the ball is punted high. And it will go out of play. And it will be a throw-in for the Rough Riders. Lasafidis sending it over. Kicks it over everyone right into Struts. And Struts will now throw it out. Over to Crutzen on the far side. Hutchins trying to run him down. Slows the pace. Over to Kase on the near sideline. Kase looking for room. Tries to make a move. Does not get by Dexter. Dexter kicks it back out. Looking for Body. Body pushes it forward. Malloy. Ooh. Vasquenza almost intercepts Malloy's pass. Cannot get to it. Crutzen sending it forward. Tap pass. And they whistle him for offsides. Very close call there. Offsides is the call, and the ball will return possession to the Rough Riders. '74th minute. Rough Rider player down, not getting up very quickly. And Hutchins was the player that was down. It looks like he's walking off the field. Don't know if he's just taking a moment or if he's being replaced for a substitution. It looks like Hutchins is coming off. The duel on the far side trying to fight for position. Whistle called. And we will be going back the other way. We'll be reading, taking possession. So coming off is number 14, Hutchins. Coming onto the pitch, waiting on is number 11. And that is Riquelme. Andres Riquelme Rivas. And here's the kick from Strutz. All the way down. Headed forward by Foster, and then by Vasquenza. And then Riquelme right away over to Ladula. Ladula on the far side, moving up. Ball kicked away there and taken away, kept inbounds. Oh, and then a foul called on Kase, who just entered the match. Vasquenza over to Dexter on the near side. Dexter threw past to Vasquenza. Vasquenza trying to get to the corner and cannot get a kickoff, and it will be a goal kick for Reading United. And a correction. Number 7, Roberts, is still in the game for Reading United. It is actually number 17, Medcar, that exited the game. Another foul called. Free kick for Reading United. And it actually looks like number 10, Charlie Ladula, will now head off. And he will be replaced. Waiting to see on who the replacement will be. Ball sent all the way back to Strutz. Dangerous how far out of the goal he actually was. Ultimately, Reading maintains possession. And another foul called, this time going back the way of the Rough Riders. And a player down for Reading. Replacing Charlie Ladula will be number 13, Harrison Wheelbacher. Here's the free kick for the Rough Riders. Kick is up. Lasafidis. Olin now, moving up the center of the field. Wheelbacher just into the match. Pass taken away there by Crutzen. Crutzen kicking the ball up. Our Reading player is still down. Castanera. Over to Dexter. Dexter kicking it all the way across, looking for Vasquenza. Does not connect, and the ball gets thrown out of bounds. Ball over to Lasafidis. Over to Afamfuna. Afamfuna threw past to Dexter. Dexter on the near side. Dexter looking for a cross. Gets it off this time. The player was knocked down in the box. Not sure why there was no call for that. Riquelme was knocked down from behind in front of the goal while the cross was happening. Not sure what the reason for the no call there. And it looks like Seven Roberts this time, who was injured previously during the last exchange. And it looks like we have some words and some pushing between Foster and Solobarrieta. The referee now involved and cannot see what is happening. He's talking with both teams. Riquelme on the far sideline gets the ball taken away by Kreutz. Ball kicked all the way up, forward, over midfield, and pushed in the back. Oland goes down and a foul called. It will be Rough Rider ball once again. So Roberts, number 7, exits the match. Coming on for booming kick downfield. We'll get you that substitution in just a moment. Coming on for Reading is number 16, Mark Forrest. Looks like we have a couple of other substitutions awaiting. Ball ruled. Still Reading. Then it gets to Castanera. Castanera punts it down. And we have 2 more players down. Not sure what happened, but we have a player from each side down at this point. Conti looks to be down, as well as Riquelme. Conti for Reading and Riquelme for the Rough Riders. This second half has been wild. There have been a lot of pushing, a lot of chippy play, a lot of contact, a lot of players going down. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. Incidental contact. Both players are down, and neither player looks like he's getting up very quickly. We are in the 82nd minute, but this is obviously a lengthy delay, so plenty of stoppage time will be added to the end of this game. Looks like Riquelme has gotten to his feet. He looks like he will be okay, but Conti remains down on the ground, and the trainers are out taking a look at him. In the meantime, we have plenty of players waiting along the sidelines. We are just waiting to see if any additional substitutions do get made. Well, score still remains 1-0. Score remains 1-0. It looks like Conti has made his way to his feet, but he is being helped off the field by a trainer, so his injury will probably mean he is done for the night at this point. We're just waiting on to see the official substitution for him once he gets over to the sideline. There will be no substitution. Lamine Conte was just issued a red card. We did not see that. So in a beneficial turn, not only does Conte have to exit the game, but he does not get a replacement, and the Reading United will play the remainder of this match down 10-11 on the field. And a Penalty has been called. In the box, there will be a kick. And everyone in the ref's face arguing. Clearly disagreeing with the call. Body was down for quite a bit on the ground. He's up now. We'll see which of the players is going to be taking the kick.
I'm gonna throw you off this.
85th minute now. The referee's still sorting everything out. We are in the 85th minute, and this kick could determine the game. They will tie the score if he makes this. And it's good! Jorgen Oland with the penalty kick. Tie game, 85th minute. So despite being outplayed for the majority of this match, we are 1-1 in the 1-1 now. 85th minute on a penalty kick. Tie game. Tie game moving forward. Down 11-10. The odds have begun to shift in the favor of the Rough Riders. We'll see how the remainder of this match goes. And it looks like number 9, Hideki, is coming off the pitch and coming on to replace him. Waiting to see that information. Ball sent all the way down. Foul has been called, and it will be going to Reading. And coming on to replace Hideki is number 4, Oscar Ramsey. Ball taken away there by Castanera. Punts it all the way back down the field. Header in contact. Riquelme goes down. Dexter on the near side has some space. Makes a move. Afamfune crosses into the box. Headed it away. Good defense there by Reading. Olin gets trying to make a play on the ball. Ball goes all the way back to Gwyther. Gwyther kicking it forward now. Headed it up. Headed once again, but Afamfuna settles it down. Another cross. Overshoots everybody. Chased down by Veskenza. Veskenza back to Gwyther. Gwyther sends it back in. And Struts corrals it right there. Catches it on the fly. And waits for everyone to begin to move out. Taken away there by Lasafidis. Over to Gwyther. Gwyther moving it forward. Tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Reading, so it will be another throw-in for the Rough Riders. Waiting on the throw-in. Tapped up by Body. Riquelme fighting for position. Being pushed off the ball. Into the corner. Kicked. Last touch by Reading. It'll be another throw-in. Now in the 89th minute. Tapped just in front, and Struts gets to it. Struts throws it out once again. Regular time almost over. We're bound to have some stoppage time, but it looks like we may have additional soccer to be played here tonight. Score 1-1 after the late penalty kick. Rough Rider ball. Thrown on the near side this time. Oh. Ramsey takes the ball away. Free kick for Reading. Ball's kicked up. Olin gets it back to Castanera. Castanera kicks it up. Weak kick. Shallow. Zandi looking for Malloy. Back to Zandi. Lasafides goes down. Zandi has some room to the far side. Play broken up by Gwyther. Sent back. Zandi goes down. Foul called. It was out of the box. It will not be a penalty kick. However, it is just outside the box. He is definite striking distance from where they are right now. 90th minute of play, so we are just about to hit stoppage time. Rough Riders form the wall in front of the net. We'll see if he goes for a direct or indirect approach. Kicked up and tapped away by Castanera. That shot was going in. Castanera, an amazing save to tap it over the crossbar. So we will have a corner kick. We are officially in stoppage time. Remaining time kept on the referee's watch. Corner kick for Reading United. And here we go. Kick is into the box. Headed away by Lasafides. Reading maintains possession. Ramsey at the ball on the outside. Kick into the box, into the middle, and right in front, and Castanera with another save. Castanera coming up clutch in the last few minutes of this game. Castanera punts it down. Body taps it high. Sent back. Olin now. Ball gets behind. Reading moving in. Tapped in front of the net. Deflected away. Lasafides takes it away now for the Rough Riders. Lasafides moving it up. Lasafides finds Dexter. Dexter taps it up. Taken away though by Malloy. Over to Case. Tapped up. And Castanera takes it away once again. Castanera moves it over to the far side. Gwyther now. Kicking it up, deflected, out, last touch by the Rough Rider, by Reading United. The pressure that is being applied to this point by Reading United while still playing a man down. And we're just waiting on the referee's whistle. A late substitution. Afamfuna comes off the field for the Rough Riders. And coming on in the last couple of minutes. Just waiting to get the official name in. Wheelbacker moving it over. Ball kicked up a couple of times. Ball not settled down just yet. Foul called. Rough Riders with the free kick. Sent up one more time. Case now taking it back. Dexter applying pressure. Yellow card issued to yellow card issued to number 11 of Reading United, and that's Case. Will Lasafidis moving it up quickly. Does not have a lot of time. Puts it up into the box on the far side. A lot of players just went up with it. And they've ruled it a goal kick. And there is the whistle. So we are finished with this second half. So this match will end in a draw tonight. For most of the game, the Rough Riders were playing more of a defensive game. They were forced to. The pressure from Reading United was relentless almost the entire match. They got outplayed almost the entire match. But a late penalty kick and conversion by Jorgen Oland has resulted in this game ending in a 1-1 tie. So, moving on, the Rough Riders finish this match and move on with a record of 4-1-1. They get 1 point out of it, and they will play their next match next Saturday right here at Hofstra University, and they will go to try to move to 5-1-1 on the season. So that is it for our matchup tonight. And next week we will be back right here on the I-95 Sports Network and on the Long Island Rough Riders YouTube page. I'm Will Canova. Have a good night, everybody.